I have to be seen to be believed. Grief is the price we pay for love. Giant leaps often start with small steps. These wretched babies don't come until they are ready. The wartime generation, my generation, is resilient. I can never wear beige because nobody will know who I am. Often a child's helplessness and vulnerability bring out the best in us. Everyone is our neighbor, no matter what race, creed, or color. Sport has a wonderful way of bringing together people and nations. It's all to do with the training. You can do a lot if you're properly trained. The British Constitution has always been puzzling and always will be. People are touched by events which have their root far across the world. For every poppy a life and a reminder of the grief of loved ones left behind. With age does come experience, and that can be a virtue if it is sensibly used. Inevitably, a long life can pass by many milestones. My own is no exception. The birth of a baby brings great happiness, but then the business of growing up begins. It has always been easy to hate and destroy. To build and to cherish is much more difficult. I know just how much I rely on my own faith to guide me through the good times and the bad. For many, Christmas is also a time for coming together, but for others, service will come first. At its heart, engineering is about using science to find creative, practical solutions. It is a noble profession. It has perhaps always been the case that the waging of peace is the hardest form of leadership of all. It is easy enough to define what the Commonwealth is not. Indeed, this is quite a popular pastime. It's worth remembering that it is often the small steps, not the giant leaps, that bring about the most lasting change. Even when your life seems most monotonous, what you do is always of real value and importance to your fellow men. The upward course of a nation's history is due, in the long run, to the soundness of heart of its average men and women. Whatever life throws at us, our individual responses will be all the stronger for working together and sharing the load. No one who knew Diana will ever forget her. Millions of others who never met her but felt they knew her will remember her. My husband has quite simply been my strength and stay all these years, and I owe him a debt greater than he would ever claim. To what greater inspiration and counsel can we turn than to the imperishable truth to be found in this treasure house, the Bible? When peace comes, remember it will be for us, the children of today, to make the world of tomorrow a better and happier place. I believe that, young or old, we have as much to look forward to with confidence and hope as we have to look back on with pride. Like all the best families, we have our share of eccentricities, of impetuous and wayward youngsters, and of family disagreements. We know the reward is peace on earth, goodwill toward men, but we cannot win it without determination and concerted effort. In times of doubt and anxiety, the attitudes people show in their daily lives, in their homes, and in their work are of supreme importance. Though we each lead different lives, the experience of growing older and the joys and emotions which it brings are familiar to us all. The path, of course, is not always smooth, and may times this year have felt quite bumpy, but small steps can make a world of difference. We lost the American colonies because we lacked the statesmanship to know the right time and the manner of yielding what is impossible to keep. When life seems hard, the courageous do not lie down and accept defeat. Instead, they are all the more determined to struggle for a better future. Such a blend of traditions serves to make us stronger individually and collectively by providing the ingredients needed for social, political, and economic resilience. While we may have more still to endure, better days will return. We will be with our friends again. We will be with our families again. We will meet again. By being willing to put past differences behind us and move forward together, we honor the freedom and democracy once won for us at so great a cost. Our modern world places such heavy demands on our time and attention that the need to remember our responsibilities to others is greater than ever. The lessons from the peace process are clear. Whatever life throws at us, our individual responses will be all the stronger for working together and sharing the load. Although we are capable of great acts of kindness, history teaches us that we sometimes need saving from ourselves, from our recklessness or our greed. I have in sincerity pledged myself to your service, as so many of you are pledged to mine. Throughout all my life, and with all my heart, I shall strive to be worthy of your trust. We may hold different points of view, but it is in times of stress and difficulty that we most need to remember that we have much more in common than there is dividing us. Perhaps we make too much of what is wrong and too little of what is right. The trouble with gloom is that it feeds upon itself, and depression causes more depression. Over the years, those who have seemed to me to be the most happy, contented, and fulfilled have always been the people who have lived the most outgoing and unselfish lives. I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service and the service of our great imperial family to which we all belong. Madam President, speaking here in Dublin Castle, it is impossible to ignore the weight of history as it was yesterday when you and I laid wreaths at the Garden of Remembrance. You've all seen pictures of the Earth taken from space. Unlike all the other planets in the solar system, Earth shimmers green and blue in the sunlight and looks a very pleasant place to live. Each day is a new beginning. I know that the only way to live my life is to try to do what is right, to take the long view, to give of my best in all that the day brings, and to put my trust in God.